Alright, hey guys, I am going to switch it up a little bit in this video and review my Meta Ray-Ban glasses that I've been having for about a month. Like I said from the title, I'm going to switch it up into a bit of a student perspective because I don't see many people doing this, and I think that that's one of the main uses for it. Now, to address the elephant in the room, because I feel like I see every single video, there's a comment under it, but can this help with my quiz? Can this help with my exam? And the answer to that is, in theory, yes, but practically, no. And the reason for that is because of the AI and how it works. So to use these glasses AI, basically you could say, hey Meta, or you could, and my glasses just activated. I don't need you right now. Meta, go away. Anyway, you could use that to activate the glasses and ask it any type of question. But the thing about it is, for it to be able to answer like what it would see on a quiz or what it would see on the exam, you have to be like, look at this. Now tell me the answer to this. And I don't know if you've ever taken an exam or a quiz, but usually it's a silent room, so the likelihood of you getting away with that is probably less than 1%. So if you're using this to try and cheat on an exam, which I don't advise you to do anyway, probably not the best purchase. Anyway, there are a lot of uses for students in other ways. The first use case that I really like is of music and the speakers. So the fact that they're Bluetooth and you can literally listen to anything from your phone through them is really cool to me, and it has been really helpful to me in a lot of different situations. See, I personally work at the hospital, and before I got these glasses, I would literally walk around the hospital with an AirPod in for 10 hours a day. And I'm not gonna like over exaggerate and act like the AirPods was just hurting my ears so much, but I will say it does get a little tiring to have AirPods in literally the entire day. And most of the time I would be putting mine on transparent mode because unless I'm in my room or somewhere where I don't really want to be disturbed, I don't really have them on noise cancellation mode that much. Now, I am told these have noise cancellation too. I don't really know how it works and I don't know how to use it. And the reason for that is because I've never been in a situation where I would want to use it, to be honest. I just like being aware of my surroundings, even if I'm like in a library or something. So that use case has not been useful for me. But the ability to have something that I had on my face anyway all day and just be able to listen to music in a high quality was really cool to me. That really surprised me too, because I didn't really know how the speakers were going to sound, being that they weren't actually in your ear and stuff, but they really sound really good. It literally sounds almost equivalent to AirPods to me. Now, of course, one thing that they're lacking on is bass, probably because they're not actually in your ear. But honestly, the sound quality is good enough for me. When people be reviewing speakers and music and stuff like that, they always be talking about treble, bass. And honestly, my ear is just not trained enough to know the difference in all of that. But I think for the average person listening to podcasts, anything of that nature, they will do just fine. So if you're looking for that, don't be worried. I promise you they don't sound like some Walmart $2 headphones. Another reason I like them that I kind of alluded to in the last point was that like I would be wearing these anyway. See, I am a person who wears glasses anyway, and I have worn my glasses and AirPod combo for a really long time now. And the fact that I could discreetly listen to stuff without people knowing is really cool to me. We all know in classrooms, at work sometimes, we are doing things where they don't allow us to have headphones in, but we could probably drown it out a little bit and make the time go by a little faster by putting on some music. And these allow you to do that without pretty much anybody knowing. See, the good thing about them right now is that I feel like even though people know they exist, a lot of people don't know a lot about them. Because honestly, whenever I had them at work and people actually realized what they were, they would immediately ask questions like, what does it do? Because a lot of people don't really know too much about it. Now, this was the case in my experience. It could differ depending on where you live, where you're working at and stuff like that. But where I was from, people literally didn't even know what to look for, so they never even noticed that these were any different type of glasses. I see a lot of people worrying about people looking at them, thinking they're recording them at all times and things of that nature. And I promise you, you probably won't run into that problem. To be honest, everybody who even noticed that they were different glasses literally had to go all up in my face to look at the camera to make sure that they actually were what they thought. So I really highly doubt that anybody's just gonna look at you and automatically think that you're recording them or something. The third reason I like them is for the studying tool. Now, like I said, if you're taking a quiz or exam, you're not gonna be able to ask the glasses every single question on the exam without looking like a idiot, honestly. But when I'm studying or I'm looking at something, I could be like, Meta, look at this. Tell me a little bit about that. What am I looking at right now? Can you explain this to me in a simple way? That use case has been really helpful for me. Even if I was reading or looking at a book or a sign or something, I'd be like, hey, Meta, I almost said it. But I would be like, look at this and tell me what this says. Pronounce this word for me. Things like that. Those are small uses that I haven't seen a lot of people highlight that have been useful for me. Also, if I'm in a class, the teacher says something, because you can change the thing to be like where you activate it by holding this. I could whisper and be like, hey, what does this mean? Can you explain this to me? And it being able to explain that has been, again, super helpful for me. It kind of beats pulling out your phone in a lot of situations, because honestly, I don't like having to go through my phone, go to Safari, type everything out. Like, the ability to just say something into my glasses has been super helpful for me, and I think it's really convenient. Another thing I like about the glasses is the camera, video quality, and being able to honestly record things and stay in the moment. I recently went to a Kendrick Lamar concert, and I had a time, don't get me wrong. But one of my least favorite parts of the concert was having to literally whip out my phone at all times, trying to make sure the angle is right, and all of those things. So being able to just look at something, take a video of it, opposed to holding my phone and making sure I'm getting what I'm trying to get, is really convenient as well. Honestly, if I would have had these during the Kendrick concert, I think that would have been really cool, because I could just record without problem. Now, with that being said, that kind of leads us into some of the downsides of the glasses. So like I said, we're recording. If you're recording, your battery dies really fast, in an hour. So if you're trying to do this to create content, I think you have to be very intentional with what you record. Because it's not like one of those things that's gonna last you 10, 12 hours a day. You're not recording your whole vlog with this. Not without charging them. That is one positive, because the charging case does charge them extremely quickly. I was able to get from 0 to 100% maybe in 30 to 45 minutes most of the time. But like most people, I don't really enjoy having to take them off my face to put them back in the charging case, especially because these have my prescription in them. And I would rather see through my prescription and not have to go blind eye for a long time. Another downside is that sometimes the AI doesn't do some of the things that I would hope it would do. I really wish that it could be a little bit more in depth with some things like ChatGPT. But honestly, I feel like for most of the things that I have asked it, it has been good nevertheless. But if you were looking for a ChatGPT in-depth answer to everything, you're probably not going to get that with the glasses. Honestly, that's my really only downfalls of them. I don't really find too many problems with the glasses either. Some people say the price point, but honestly, if you look at the price for regular Ray-Bans, they literally aren't that much more. And you get all these capabilities and stuff like that. So if regular Ray-Bans cost $200 and I only have to pay $100 more and I get all of these features, I think it's a steal. Oh, I almost forgot. One more con, but I don't really think this is Ray-Ban's fault. I think it just comes from a lot of people not knowing what they are yet. If you go in public and you decide to talk on the phone through them and things of that nature, which I will add, the microphone on them sounds really good, you are going to look absolutely insane, because people are going to think that you're talking to them, or they're going to think you're talking to yourself. And I faced this when I went to the mall with them on. I was like walking through the mall, talking on the phone, and people literally just kept looking at me crazy, or they would just turn around and be like, are you talking to me? And that happened the whole time. Now, to be fair, this is a problem you can have with AirPods too, but I think at this point, people have been trained to look for AirPods whenever they see somebody talking. But as far as glasses, I don't think we've really made it there yet. But again, I don't think I can really blame that on Meta, because that's not really their fault. That's kind of just a downside of the thing they've created. Anyway, that's pretty much all the positives and negatives I could come up with for the glasses. And would I recommend buying them? Absolutely, yes. If you wear glasses, for sure buy them. Now, when I say buy them, if you don't, probably not. I wouldn't buy them just to use the AI or the music, honestly. Especially with things like AirPods being like $100. Like, you could buy like the Gen 4s or something like that for $150 or something like that. So I wouldn't buy them strictly for that reason. But if you are a person who already wears glasses, for sure. Because honestly, think about it this way. At a certain point, I was getting different frames every year. Now I really feel like I'm gonna stick with these frames and just replace the lens. So honestly, I think in the long run, I'm probably gonna end up saving money with these glasses. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Tell me if you like this change up of a video. I know y'all probably didn't know I was a tech dork. But hey, the cat's out the bag now. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Every little bit is much appreciated. Thank you for tuning in today. See you next time.